All right, guys, we just got our Thursday injury updates ahead of this Week 6 matchup, the Packers versus the Cardinals in Green Bay, along with a new roster signing for the Green Bay Packers, and also a unfortunate injury update for Luke Musgrave. Go down and click the subscribe button if you happen to be a new viewer here and want to stay in the loop with everything Green Bay Packers, from injury updates, film reviews, live streams during the games. You'll find it all here right on this channel. So first and foremost, this morning, before we got our practice updates, it was announced that the Packers are indeed signing a new player, tight end John Fitzpatrick, off the Falcons practice squad. Fitzpatrick is a 6'7", 250-pound tight end who was a 6th-round pick to the Atlanta Falcons in the 2022 draft. He spent the 2022 season on injured reserve, but played in 9 games for the Falcons last season, catching 1 pass for 12 yards. He was on the field for 18 offensive snaps and 83 special team snaps. Of the 18 snaps, Fitzpatrick was a run blocker on 11 of them. So not much play time for Fitzpatrick in the NFL thus far, and even at Georgia, a 4-year player there, but wasn't really a receiving style type of tight end. In 2019, he had 22 receiving yards on 1 catch. In 2020, he had 10 catches for 95 yards, and in 2021, he had 6 catches for 83 yards. So Fitzpatrick is a traditional run blocking style type of tight end, similar to what we have in Ben Sims, and I would argue even more of a run blocking style type of tight end, adding him into the room now with Tucker Kraft, Ben Sims, and also Luke Musgrave, which moves me on to my next point. Luke Musgrave was not practicing today with that ankle injury. We saw him at practice last week. He was active for the game, but didn't see a single offensive snap. He was limited yesterday, so he's not practicing today. But more importantly, I saw a report that he's not at practice. So I fully believe that, unfortunately, Luke Musgrave will be placed on IR, and we'll get that transaction here in the next couple of hours because they're signing John Fitzpatrick off of a practice squad, which means he's tied to the 53-man roster, at least salary-wise, for the next 3 weeks. When you sign a player off another team's practice squad, they're tied to your 53. Even if you were to cut them and move them to your practice squad, they still count towards your 53-man roster because you signed them off another practice squad. So this isn't just a 1-week fix for Luke Musgrave that will be out just another week. I fully believe his ankle has not responded correctly, and he will be placed on IR, missing a minimum of the next 4 weeks, and the Packers will move on forward for the next 4 weeks with 3 tight ends, Tucker Kraft, Ben Sims, and now John Fitzpatrick. I fully believe that's what's going to happen in the next couple of hours because, like I said, not only is he not practicing, he's not present at practice, and that just screams that he was placed on IR. And like I said, the Packers need to make a corresponding move, and that would open up a roster spot. Other practice news, the only other player not practicing other than Luke Musgrave was, again, Devontae Wyatt. So that's another option there. Say if they don't believe Luke Musgrave is a 4-week injury, maybe they place Devontae Wyatt on IR, but I think they would have done that by now. I think Devontae Wyatt is in recovery from that ankle where Luke Musgrave already kind of was, but then I think had a setback. It was a very weird situation last week where he practiced all week, was questionable, and then didn't see a single snap on that offense. So that was kind of a telltale sign that he's not ready, and clearly something happened with that ankle. So that is very unfortunate. Again, just adding on to the list of things that makes this a very disappointing start to 2024 for Luke Musgrave. But the last few weeks, he's been dealing with this injury, and that definitely, plays a factor into his ability to rebound and do better in 2024 and build off of what he had in 2023. Luckily, Tucker Kraft being so good this season and being a certified tight end number 1, it's kind of overshadowed that and not made it as big of a deal as it would be if, say, Tucker Kraft was also not playing well. Then tight end be a massive problem right now for the Green Bay Packers, but it's not because we still have Tucker Kraft, who's been outstanding. So with that practice news, it also means Christian Watson is practicing for a 2nd day in a row. Jair Alexander is still practicing. 2 players that would be huge to get back for the Green Bay Packers. Primarily Jair, who I believe that we really need back for this game to potentially shadow Marvin Harrison Jr. and also allow Jeff Hafley to be a little bit more aggressive with his star corner out there. But it would be great to get Christian Watson back as well. He's way ahead of schedule from what we first thought was a high ankle sprain. It is not a high ankle sprain. It's just a traditional ankle sprain, and he's already back practicing and looks good out there. So, the hopes are high that Watson will return this week as well. But those are the injury updates and roster updates here on Thursday ahead of Week 6, a signing, a Luke Musgrave injury update, as well as some practice updates. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please leave a like down below if you did. It supports the channel a ton, and it's absolutely free to do. But I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go